Hey, this is Quality Life Coach for Women in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond. How are you doing? What's going on? Yes, I'm on here to talk about MOs, and I'm sure you're probably wondering, what is that about? Before I go into that, let me tell you a little bit, let me give you a little bit of context. So, I was born in England, grew up in Nigeria, did middle and high school in Nigeria, then went back to England for college. And then I moved to the States and I did my master's in the States. So, giving you a little bit of background of who I am and what types of cultures have shaped who I am. So, just wanted to give you a little context. So, I like to say that England gave me life, Nigeria shaped me, and I like to say that America, with all the obstacles here, it's given me an opportunity to thrive in a way that is just amazing on so many levels. And it's allowed me to be me, especially as I've gotten older. It's so interesting how America is a country where they glorify the youth. It's a very youth obsessed culture. And so as you get older, you begin to see little snippets of that, little statements here and there that insinuate that you need to look a certain way. In other words, you need to look younger. I was doing some research for my upcoming book, and I found out that $4.3 billion was spent just last year on anti aging products. 1 year, 4.3 billion. And in my mind, all I can think of is 4.3 billion is the message that is going out, that's being sent out. The messaging is you need to look younger. And they have $4.3 billion behind that messaging. 4.3. I mean, I just want you to just sit down and just imagine $4.3 billion was spent by women last year on anti-aging products. I think the society is doing an amazing job trying to make women feel that they need to look younger. And I'm on a mission to change that negative narrative because we're all getting older. The 5-year-old is getting older. The 1-year-old is getting younger. Everyone is getting older. However, in society's mind, it's like when you hit your 40s, it's almost like, okay, we're going to put an expiration sticker on you. And then once you hit 50, it's like, bam, you have expired. And I really want to change that narrative because guess what? Women in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond have a lot to offer. We have so much to offer the world. And it's unfortunate that most women in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond do not see this. And that's why they're able to push this messaging with reckless abandon. And women in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond are believing it because they believe that once they hit a certain age, they no longer have anything to offer. I was speaking to one of my clients, and she said she had gone to her high school reunion and she felt like, oh my goodness, is that me? Is it? I mean, she started, and this is a woman who is, she's creating businesses, she's reinvented herself basically. She's doing things that she couldn't imagine she would be doing at this age. But when she stepped back into an environment where majority of the people were believing this whole negative narrative around aging, she was almost taken aback. She said she felt depressed. She was like, "Oh my, what am I doing? Why am I doing all this stuff? Why?" I mean, she started to question herself and what she was doing. But that's what society does. Society has a handle on that messaging, and a lot of people, unfortunately, are buying it. They're believing that, and they're thinking, "Well, why do I need to do this? I'm going to die soon anyway. What's the point?" This is the thing, though. You still have life in you, and most of you want to keep on going anyway. So why? Why would you want to stop? Why would you want to stop when you still have this firing you to do so much more, to do so much more. Like, why? So let me go into this whole thing about MOs. So MOs is a concept I use in my program and I want to share with you called misconception occurrence. It is when we think something and we're like, no, this is right, this is correct. And misconception occurrences happen because we think we know and we're correct. I'll give you an example. So, when I first moved to the States, I would have people say things to me like, they'll ask me, where are you from? And I'd say, I'm Nigerian. I'm from Nigeria. And they'd say, make statements like, oh, you speak English so well. Now, that is a misconception occurrence in their brain. Let me tell you why. Because in their mind, someone from Nigeria should not be speaking English so well. That's what's in their brain. And as far as they're concerned, that is the truth. But that's a misconception occurrence because that's not true. Like seriously, like they don't even have, most times if you're thinking that is because you've never been to Nigeria. You've just probably believed the propaganda out there and decided, oh, they're from Africa, she shouldn't be able to speak English well. But the thing is, a lot of us are walking around with all kinds of misconception occurrences, whether it's cultural, it could be racial, it could be aging, it could be based on gender. And for me, I really want to concentrate on the one around aging because that is what affects us right now. And I'll be honest with you, as a Black woman, I've had the racial MOs, I've had the female MOs based on gender. But today we're going to talk about the aging misconception occurrences that happen frequently. A big one that happens to me a lot, which I am really trying to reframe and give people the opportunity to realize that that is really not a compliment, is one that where they say, "Oh, you look you look good for your age." And I always come back with, I look good, period. If you're going to add your age, don't give me a compliment. Like, seriously, take it back. Don't want it. Do not want it. Because you don't tell someone who looks good that they look good because of their age. So, okay, so if I wasn't 50, I don't look good. Like, seriously. Like, why do you have to qualify how someone looks with their age? No. It's kind of like telling me, oh, you look good for a Black person. And I'm sure that was probably used back in the day. Yeah. But no, not acceptable. And I will not accept it. And I will let you know that no, I look good. Give me that compliment. If you don't want to give me a compliment, that's fine. But don't give me a compliment because you think because of my age I look good. Because that's a backhanded compliment. Quite frankly, it's not really a compliment. And so those are misconception occurrences based on age. Or some people say, oh, you look good for a 55-year-old. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. How does a 55-year-old look? And sometimes I want to be quick and say, well, they don't look like you. I say, yes, they do, because I'm 55. This is what 55 looks like to me. And I always let them know that you have been brainwashed by society to think of a woman who is 55 looking a certain way. And I don't fit that picture. But that's how society brainwashes people to imagine that someone 55 has to look a certain way. And I don't fit that picture. But this is the thing. Aging doesn't come in a one size fits all. No, no. Aging is different for everyone. And we all age differently. And that's okay. It's a beautiful thing. It just means that there are so many ways of aging. And there isn't a one size fits all. As much as society wants to push that agenda, it's not true. It's not possible. We're all so different. It's the same thing with beauty. Sometimes people want to say beauty is one way. No, it's not. It isn't. It's not. I'll give you an example. So I remember when I first moved to this country, I had gone to the dentist. And I remember the dentist after my appointment. This was very early on. I'd gone to the dentist, and the dentist was like, "Oh, okay, so teeth look really good, but we need to close your gap." I'm like, "Whoa, no, no, why do you need to close?" He said, "No, you would need to close your gap. That, it's It's important that you do that. I said, why? I said, no, I don't want to close my gap. I said, this is a sign of beauty. This is who I am. This is part of my being. He looks at me kind of strangely. But I'm like, no, I don't want to change that about me. In my culture, this, ooh, it's priceless. Like you have this naturally, they're like, ooh. And quite frankly, this is part of who I am. He looked at me strangely. He thought it was odd. But I told him, I said, no, in my culture, this is a beautiful thing. He's like, huh? I'm like, yeah. And so I don't want to close my gap. I want my gap to stay the way it is. Even though in your culture, it's probably frowned upon, I'm okay with that. And I still have my gap. But it's interesting how we have all these misconception errors. Here's misconception errors. Oh no, you need to fix this. You want to look good. That, and he thought that was right. That's the thing with this misconception occurrences. We believe we're right. But guess what though? You're not. Because it's just based on your own experiences. And so that's why we have to be open to learning from others. Because that's how we grow and that's how we learn. And interestingly enough, MOs shape how we navigate life in so many ways. And sometimes we're walking this path and we're thinking we're right and completely incorrect. And so we need to be open to learning, especially this aging misconception occurrence. If you have ever told someone they look good for their age, not a good thing. Now you've done it already, and that's okay. But this is the thing. I want you to start to think about that. But why is it based on their age? How about just giving them a compliment just because you want to give them a compliment and not qualify it with their age? That'd be a good place to start. So, what are the MOs that you're currently believing that are not true? What are some of the MOs that you haven't even questioned? Like, seriously. Like, what are some of the MOs you can really question and find out whether, do I want to keep believing this? What are some of the MOs that are affecting how you're going after your goals? Because this is the thing, I am big on helping women achieve their childhood dreams, achieve whatever goals that they've had, whether it's in adulthood, childhood, whatever goals that they've held on to, but have not quite taken the steps to make it happen. Goals that have surfaced and they've pushed it down numerous times. My goal is to help women achieve that, where they're now like, yes, I did it. One of the amazing things I just helped a client do right now, and I'm so excited about it. One of my clients is moving to Florida. I'm so excited for her. She wanted that. She's been wanting that for a while, and now it's happening. And I'm so I'm so proud of the steps that she's taking to make it happen. It's a beautiful thing. Like when you step into yourself in the way where you're like you're taking action, you're becoming courageous, you're becoming more confident. It's a beautiful thing to see. It's like it makes a woman look so attractive. I'm telling you, confidence looks good. It really does. So I just want to help more women do that. Because I know that this world would change. And listen, I'm very passionate about this. My dream is to help more women create their dreams. I want their dreams to come true. That's my goal. And that's one of my dreams. And I'm living my dream because I'm helping women do that. Maybe you have a dream you've pushed down over the years. Maybe because you were raising your kids, or maybe you had a career that was demanding, or maybe, you didn't have family to support you along the way. It's time. I want to help you achieve your dream. And guess how long we take? 12 weeks. Yeah, we do it. We get it done. So if it's something you're interested in, I'm going to put a link down below. Click on it, schedule a call, let's chat. What are you waiting for? You have sacrificed, you have pushed it aside all these years. If you have a dream that keeps bubbling to the surface and you keep pushing it down, you know what that's telling you? It is telling you that you need to go after it. That's what it's telling you. So it's your time. Let's do it. Because I know there are probably some MOs without a doubt that you're believing and you're probably not even aware of. Let me help unravel that for you. All right. Because uncovering hidden MOs is my superpower. All right. I hope you enjoyed this live. I just wanted to come in and, chit chat. I want to try and do this once a week, kind of share a few things that I do in my program that can help you. So now you know about hidden MOs. Now you can start to think, is that really true? All right. Take care. Have a wonderful evening. Take care. Bye.